Hi good people, how are you doing? Muko vipi? This is Anne Moravi and I love to say your coach by the grace of God. Karibuni tena sana. I want to take this opportunity to appreciate each and every one of you for your continued support. We are growing. Thank you guys. And today we are ready to, say it as it is, as we continue to empower, encourage, inspire, and of course educate, inform, all that in one package with Anne Moravi, Coach by Grace. Karibuni. So today, I want us to discuss on a certain topic that affects each and every one of us. It is a topic that we need to learn and we need to discuss about it. And I am sure at the end of this discussion, we shall place ourselves in a different angle. And if you're in the right angle, then you have nothing to worry about. So Coach is gonna talk about expectations. Expectations, ama kwa Kiswahili matarajio. What are your matarajios? What are your matarajios? So today we want to broadly begin a series on expectations, ama kwa Kiswahili kama nilivyosema matarajio. So matarajio ama expectations are something that you want ama you expect at the end of anything, at the end of maybe something that you have embarked on, at the end of your endeavors. So what are you expecting out of maybe what you're doing? What are you expecting out of this relationship? What are you expecting out of your job? What is your expectations when it comes to your children? Every expectations in general is what we want to share and discuss here. And why I chose to discuss to us this topic is because I've come to a point of understanding that most times we are having expectations that lead us to either achieving or failing. And that is why I want us to broadly handle this topic. I want us to discuss, failed expectations. I want us to discuss, unrealistic expectations. I also want us to discuss negative expectations. And at the end of the day, do we keep the expectations or do we let go? So one-on-one expectations. If you really look at what you've been expecting, and you think about it. Let me give a good example of a mother, someone who is a friend to me, and they were expecting a child, and of course they desired to have a boy child, and so on visiting the clinics, of course, for a checkup, and they decide to do a scan, and true to their desire, it was a boy. And so what happens? They started shopping for a boy. Clothes and everything that, boys is blue, girls is pink. So she started shopping for, blue trousers, blue, blue feeders, blue everything. Blue karais and everything. Because of course it was a boy and I was happy for her. And so when time came and the EDD was now due, what happened? It was a shock on us, shock on her, because it turned out to be a failed expectation. And the scan must have, guessed wrong, if it's guessing, or shown the wrong results. So I remember how, frustrated she looked. And how disappointed is the word here, how she looked and how the husband also looked. But at the end of the day, it is their baby, and so they've got to show the baby love. What am I talking about? Expectations influence our focus. Expectations influence our attention. And so once you're expecting something, your focus and your attention is drawn towards that expectation. So expectations affect our attitudes, our decisions, our perspectives, our interaction with others, our feelings and behaviors. And what I mean by this is that, giving this example of a friend of mine, the attitudes that now came as a result of the scan that revealed that this is a baby boy. The behavior, the decision to go shopping for a boy, you understand? Everything now was, focused towards the boy. And so all the behavior, the way they perceived things, their imaginations and everything was now pegged on, it is a boy that we're expecting. So what I'm trying to say is that whatever expectations you have, if you have expectations to for example, to do well in a certain interview, all your thinking, your attitude, your behavior is now focused in line with what you expect with your outcome. And so today I want us to look at how emotions also affect our expectations. And this time I want us to give ourselves one example of maybe emotions of fear, anxiety and worry. Wakati unaogopa jambo, ama wakati you're not sure about something, you're worried, Let me give this example. You are planning for a wedding or an event or any event, and you just don't know what will happen. You don't know whether the event will be successful. You don't know what will happen, whether the food will be enough for the guests. You're not sure whether certain service providers will give their services on time. And so what creeps in now is the anxiety. You're worried, you're anxious what may happen. And so most oftenly, when our emotions are negative, they drive our imaginations and our thinking into the same. So your thoughts are now focused. Your attention is on what if, what if it fails? What if they are late? What if? So your thinking becomes now negative. And so when your emotions are now on the negative, you cannot see the success of this event. You cannot see the success of what you're planning to do, or the success of the outcome. Then it means everything within you now starts questioning or starts asking what if. The question what if now creeps into your mind, and you start now thinking, what if it fails? What if it doesn't work? What if we are late? And so most likely that is what you will get at the end of the day. That is now what you will get as an outcome. That is now the expectation. Exactly. What I mean is, expectations plus negative emotions lead to negative expectations. So it's like expectations and negative becomes expectations, negative expectations. So what am I trying to say? We should be so careful when we are expecting something, because your emotions, if your emotions are not positively in line with your expectations, then it means the outcome and the results are going to be a failure, failed expectations. And so this is where now tunasikianga mtu anasema, I failed in business, I failed in marriage, because your expectations were either not realistic or were so negative because they were attached to the negative emotions. And so at the end of the day, then what you can be, take charge in is not anything else but your emotions at hand when you're expectant of something. Your emotions, therefore, need to be positive. You need positive emotions. You need to think of it will work. You need to think of, when you think something will work, then your attention and focus are in line. Your behavior, your attitude is in line with that, particular thing working. You understand? So what it means, wakati unapotarajia, we are talking of matarajio. Wakati unapotarajia jambo, lazima kila kitu ndani yako kiwe kimefanya nini Kiswahili, it's aligned it's aligned to whatever expectations you want at the end of the day. Meaning you must be in charge of your emotions. Let me give a good example. Today, if you're in a certain, taking a certain career, or you're expecting to do some exams somewhere, you have done your preparations well, you have done your reading well, but if that action is not in line with your emotions, what are you feeling as at that moment? What are your feelings that moment? Do you think, or do you feel like you're gonna make it? Or are you worried? And are you anxious that what if I don't make it? When you start having the what ifs attached to whatever expectations you have, then the end result is going to be failure in that exam. That means if it is a business, if it is a relationship, if it is anything that you are working on in life, it means then if the end results, your expectations is positive, then whatever emotions and whatever attitude that you're bringing in this whole thing should be positive, guys. And so it means be in guard of your emotions. Be strictly in guard of your emotions. Let not negative emotions be attached to whatever you expect, because as a man thinketh, so he becomes. Guys, we continue with our expectations. We have just talked about, expectations in relation to emotions. And on our next video, we shall have, failed expectations. So this is a series that I intend to give so that we can, enlighten ourselves on what to do with our expectations. Guys, it has been Anne Muriithi, your coach by the grace of God. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. God bless you. Till next video, it's bye-bye for now.